This is the Throttle Out Show presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your host. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
What's up, everybody? What's going on out there in the neighborhood? It's Austin Tweedy here. Harley Joe over here at the Throttle Out Show. We're going to have a good old-fashioned time tonight. We're going to talk about what's going on this weekend. We're going to talk about birthdays. We're going to talk about, oh, my word, I forgot something. Oh, I need this.
What did you forget? What was it? Oh, no. He's going in the Dr. Pepper cooler. What could it be?
This is happening. Now we may start.
I think we first need to tell people where our other host is tonight.
Oh, man.
We might be missing somebody for this show tonight, guys.
Unfortunately, we will not have Austin Spence with us tonight. He's with us in spirit and most likely listening to us via Bluetooth.
Spence, if you're listening, we miss you already.
In his FedEx delivery truck. And we need to talk about what's going on with his FedEx delivery truck right now. I'm on the phone with him the other day, and he tells me that he had a very minor, but so just, I don't know, he had an accident, okay? He was backing up his FedEx truck and backed into a dumpster and broke the mirror off of his dumpster. So we'll go ahead and show you a picture of what that looks like right now. We have the images. Oh, there
Spence, what happened?
There they are.
What did you do?
It is so unfortunate. That's some good damage done to the dumpster. Failed Entertainment would be proud of that building damage right there. But what was funny, I thought it was funny anyways, is I was on the phone with him after it happened. He was telling me what was going on. Well, his mirror, as you can see in the second picture, the picture there in the middle, his mirror was dangling. And so he was calling me, he was laughing, and he was like, hey, as I'm sitting here talking to you, the mirror just fell off going down the highway. So he kind of fixed it. He just looks super awesome. But it's just so now what else we got, Harley Joe?
It's someone's birthday in the Monster Truck Community Day. Armando Castro, happy birthday over there on the West Coast in LA, representing El Toro Loco in these California shows these past couple weekends.
What's up, Bradley Shaw? How you doing, big guy? We miss you too, man. And I believe also yesterday was Don Cretan's birthday. Don Cretan, right? Was that yesterday?
It was Don Cretan's birthday yesterday, yeah.
A lot of birthdays out there in the monster truck world. All right, Harley Joe, let's go. What are we talking about?
Sorry, I was reading the comments. I guess we had audio issues. Maybe it fixed itself.
They're speaking robot. There's a lot of lag. Hopefully, it's
Hopefully
fixed.
It fixed itself.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're on internet.
I don't know what's going on with that. Hey, didn't we have somebody who we were gonna talk about tonight?
We have a lot of things to talk about tonight.
Well, what are we talking about?
Oh my gosh. Do you see this Austin Anderson person that is our
what
popped up on here now?
Oh my word, Austin Anderson. Beardless mustache though.
Oh my gosh, Spence, you need to see this. Shout out to Slinger, who's got a birthday coming up on Friday. Well, happy early birthday.
Okay, this is Cantu Miguel. You tune in so faithfully to our shows each and every week. We just want to give you a shout out. You're a huge fan of the show. And I don't like to say that we have fans, we have friends. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being our friend and hanging out with us on Sunday and Wednesday nights. Last week, I gave a shout out to Brandon, who ordered some merch from us, throttleoutshow.com. Thank you so much for supporting us, good buddy. And I cannot wait, Harley, to get these new items out on the website.
I'm excited to get these.
I love
new
what we
ones
have
up
already.
there.
I love this. I love the Pythons logo. I love our hat, but I can't wait.
this new design that we're going to put up, people are going to love this one. I think better than everything we have right there on our website right now.
We got some cool stuff coming y'all's way. But anyways, like I said, Cantu Miguel, thank you so much for hanging out with us each and every week. And I know we got a lot of questions from people tonight, but we also want to talk about just a quick glimpse as to what's going on this weekend, at least with one thing. And then towards the end of the show, we'll talk about what's actually going on this weekend, the rest of the shows. Go ahead, Harley.
First shout out to Becky with Vixen Industries. She's up there in Oklahoma at a UTV event. She set up her booth today and she's going to be there tomorrow and Saturday as well. I know those UTV events are huge events that everyone loves going to, and there's always a bunch of booths set up there. It just seems like a fun time. When they come closer to us, we should probably go to one of these.
Oh, I know. I actually didn't know this till today that Becky was going to be up there, but I mean, those events are so much fun, and I know she's having a blast. She is killing it right now with Vixen Industries. She is. Every time I pick up my phone, she is all over the map, getting into all these events, and then obviously the Titan truck. There, Donald's truck is running hard right now, and I know Becky's going to be driving again at some point here pretty soon. But they're just all over the U.S. right now. So definitely shout out to Vixens for getting out there and getting after it. So, what else?
We also have a huge event happening this weekend, the huge North versus South event at Dennis Anderson's Motorsports Park. I believe the top prize is like a $5,000 prize.
Whoa, 5G
for the number one spot
for a mega truck event.
Yes. These are some highlights from past events, and then also his last event is also on here as well, highlighted.
So $5,000 for like the grand prize or whatever. I mean, that's pretty badass. I know there's not a lot of monster truck shows that do that. So that's pretty cool that mega trucks are starting to get there. They're starting to up the ante, trying to get more guys involved. What the hell was that?
Someone was towing a boat over.
Was that a boat on fire?
It was a boat on fire. Someone was towing a boat on fire.
Oh, my word. Whoa. Why have we not gone to one of these?
To this next year, North versus South.
Yeah, why are we not going there? I mean, I know we got plans this weekend to go do something else, but that looked crazy awesome.
Yep, here are all of like the details. Yep, you got your first, second, all the way down to 8th place. Everybody gets a prize. They also have a tough truck class. So yeah, there's a lot going on this weekend, not just monster truck related.
That's pretty badass. Obviously, the Hall of Famer, the legend, the OG Dennis Anderson going out there and doing something with the mega trucks now. Obviously, coming up with a mud truck background, obviously creating Gravedigger, and the rest is history. But it's almost like, I don't want to say he's starting over again, more like he's recreating himself in a different world, okay, with the mega truck brand. Obviously, Teeny Man's already got records, set in his name in the mega truck world. And we kind of think that maybe Teeny's going to stay away from Monster Jam and stick to the mega truck world and whatever else the Andersons have up their sleeve in the upcoming years. So definitely keep an eye out for North versus South. I can't wait to talk about what happens this weekend at North versus South. Said that right this time.
Speaking of that event, we are actually going to an event on Saturday.
We are.
For the first time in a while.
Yeah, it's been too long. We just had a really just, I don't want to say like a quarantine summer, but we have had a lockdown summer. We've not got to go out and travel a lot. And honestly, for the most part, a lot of that is because up here in the area that we live in North Texas, there's not a lot of monster truck shows during the summer. Like all the shows that come around here are during first quarter. So there's not been a whole lot of shows come around, very close to us. And we went up to Oklahoma one weekend to go see Too Tall, driving Jurassic Attack. But that's been it.
We went up to Oklahoma twice.
And
for
Too Tall,
the Cretan show, and to see Too Tall drive.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Too Tall was supposed to be back up in Tulsa, Oklahoma this weekend at a Toughest Monster Truck show, but his schedule got changed up a little bit. So we're gonna go now to the show over just right down the road in Mesquite,
like literally
Texas.
20 minutes down the road. It's
in
like
Mesquite, Texas.
Super close.
It's called, I think it's called the Mesquite Arena or something like that. But
yeah, the Mesquite Arena.
That's a venue mainly used for like rodeos and stuff. But they used to have an arena football team there, and I've always wanted to go. So I'm actually pretty pumped. I
So
finally
this is your
get to go
first
here.
time going
My
to
first
this
time
arena?
going. Yeah, never
Oh.
been here, never watched a game there, never seen a rodeo, nothing like that. And I've done a lot of work in this area. I'm an electrician by trade, so I've done a lot of work in this area, right around this damn arena, but never actually been in it. So I'm pretty pumped to go see a Harper show, go see the world famous Outlaw Truck, and everybody associated with that tour. I know they're all good people, so we're pretty pumped to go hang out with everybody this weekend. Now, I heard we had some questions come in this week, and I don't know if you're ready to discuss that yet or not.
Yeah, we can go straight to the questions.
Okay.
See, we put up a little questionnaire or a thing for you to ask us questions on our story earlier today. So let me just pull that up.
We're going to be looking at our phones and looking at the screen here. And if y'all have questions during the show, go ahead, send them in. And also, I want to know what y'all think about this. Maybe next week, let me know in the comment section. How would y'all feel if we did a segment where instead of y'all just popping a question to us like we did today, which we love doing anyways, how would y'all feel about getting your chance to come on the show and hang out with us? You can ask a question live on air with us. The only catch to that is obviously you would have to have a whole, studio set up, but just, make yourself presentable, have, good light on your face, ask a question. You don't have to be on here for more than 2 minutes if you don't want to. Think about that. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that.
Okay, so yeah, we can start off with this topic first. Sheech asked a question. How do you feel about your brother in the driver's seat? Your brother Logan. The news came out today that he was going to be in the driver's seat for the first time.
I'm really proud of Logan.
Mhm.
Logan has come a long way since he started his journey in monster trucks full time. I'd say 3-4 years ago, full time. Anyways, we've obviously been involved in monster trucks, since we were kids. And he finally got the call to go and work with the team. So I think he went out last weekend, helped crew at the show, try to get familiar with the trucks. And to my knowledge, he's supposed to be driving this weekend, which will officially be, Harley, he will officially be the second generation of Tweety monster truck driver. So yes, absolutely. I'm pumped for Logan. Good guy. Can't wait to see the show results. And like I said, I'm assuming he's driving this weekend. I think he is. Don't know that 100%, but I'm excited. I'm proud of him. As his big brother, remember, I am your big brother. Don't, you might be able to, outgrow me in this sport and get there first. Not jealous at all. But I am excited for you, man. And I can't wait to see what you're able to accomplish in a truck. You've been watching Dad hang out with the Bigfoot camp for the past few years, but now you're getting away from the foot camp, do something, that you're not, used to. So there will be a learning curve for sure. I mean, obviously you're going to be a first year, you'll be a rookie. And we'll get to pick on you at some point on the show. We'll get to break down your skills, your driving skills. But nonetheless, we all the love to you, good buddy. And I can't wait to watch your highlights here on the show. That's right. Yeah, Levi knows Logan. Dad and Logan did a tour out there in California. Mike Hedman wants to know, what team is Logan driving for? Driving for Derek Anson's team, the heavy hitter basher team. And I don't know exactly if this is like going to be a full-time thing, if he's just helping out for a couple of weeks or whatnot. But we actually weren't even going to talk about it tonight till the family posted all over social media about it today. So it was kind of kept under the rug. We've known about this for a couple of weeks. If y'all remember a couple of weeks ago, my dad, Rodney Tweedy, put out a post saying that, we got some big, news to release on the Thrill Out show tonight. And I was like, okay, just wait a little bit. And then that's what it was.
Yeah.
Logan finally getting to hop in the driver's seat. 26 years old. He's actually going to be 27 here towards the end of this month. And this will be his first time actually getting a good 1-2 shift and catching some air in a truck. So we're all excited to see what he's able to accomplish, being the second generation driver, the first of the second generation, I might add, getting in a seat for me. So we're all pretty happy and excited. And I think the show, oh man, I can't remember now. Is it somewhere in Kansas City? I can't remember.
Don't know. I don't know.
It's probably on our list of shows that we're going to talk about at the end. And I can be like, oh yeah,
is.
that's what it is. I think it's the Monster Trucks with a Z show. Anyways, what else we got?
We could go to our first question that was put on here. Will you guys react to the season kickoff show? That I think is a definite yes. As soon as we know a date and when they're going to do it, we are definitely going to react to it. Or now, if it's pre-recorded and they just decide to randomly put it up whenever they want to, we will set aside time to react to it.
Here's the thing with Monster Jam, and this is no secret. We like to burst their bubble. We like to, ride them hard, and just be factual, right? And be real, be true with Monster Jam stuff. But there is some things that we have to be very, very careful about. One of those things is like, okay, we can have somebody out in the stands, recording the event, live broadcast that. But if this is a YouTube stream that Monster Jam is doing, we can't just straight up screen record that and play that on there, because all of our stuff goes right to YouTube and we get in big trouble for that. So
Yeah.
it may not be a live reaction. It may be one of these things like, okay, we know when the date is posted and we may talk about it all night afterwards, right? Be like the after party or the late show after the live stream. I kind of like that idea a little bit more, just so it's still fresh in all of our minds.
Yeah, I think it still just depends on how they're going to release it. Is it going to be live? Is it going to be recorded? Is it going to be part of their YouTube subscription? I don't know. We don't know how it's going to be put out there this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we're all pumped for it. And y'all know, y'all been tuning in and hang out with us the last few weeks, talking about monster trucks, and especially Monster Jam and all of our, the things that we find true. And y'all think we're crazy on some of our speculations. There's so much I want to say right now, but I'm going to wait. Okay. There's some things that we do know that have been confirmed.
We do know that we cannot say.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot that we do actually know, a lot of truth to some things, but we're not allowed to say them right now, just out of respect for Monster Jam and other, obviously, independent teams, other drivers and crew guys. But we're absolutely pumped for this next season, not just for Monster Jam, but the monster truck industry as a total. Because last year, our industry took such a hard hit, and we're just trying to climb back. We're trying to bounce back. And honestly, we are. We're doing, everybody in the monster truck community is doing such a great job. More podcasts, more talk shows has popped up, more independent shows, and the independents, Harley, have been killing it this year. All the Cretan shows, all the toughest shows, the Monster Truck Throwdown.
And we have new tours popping up because monster trucks have been so successful.
Monster Trucks with a Z and like 2 other circus shows. I mean, everybody is going all out. Everybody's doing everything they can to keep sailing. New trucks have moved over tours. We noticed that, Derek Anson and that team, they're not running with Hot Wheels. I mean, to our knowledge. And they're running with the Monster Trucks with a Z tour. You're going to see some guys running with Monster Jam that are doing independent stuff now. There's a lot moving. It's a very exciting time in monster trucks. Obviously, you can tell I'm also hyped up.
I like Darius's comment. Never speak of Cynthia in Gravedigger again. That was strictly a rumor that we heard, so we just decided to put a picture together for it.
Why not?
It could happen. It could not happen. I mean,
let's stir up the trouble a little bit.
Monster Jam, I think, will put anyone in a seat by now. So.
And by the way, we only think that Cynthia wouldn't be a good fit for a Gravedigger just because she just has represented. She is Monster Mutt. Okay, she
fits Monster Mutt really well. Like, that's her truck. She should stick to Monster Mutt. I think everyone can agree. Or maybe she should drive, a different Canadian themed truck. I mean, cool. That would totally go too.
No, that'd be cool. I see some big things in Cynthia's future. Not releasing anything, but I see Cynthia really putting on those shoes, buckling in, and filling some really big shoes here before too much longer. I do see that in the near future. So what else we got?
Our next question is, what are your tour predictions for Monster Jam? I'm assuming this is for next year.
For next year, I'm predicting, I would say.
How many tours are you predicting?
I would say at least 2 stadium tours and at least 2 arena tours. To me, that makes sense. If you go with more arena tours, I think that's kind of weird. I think everybody tends to lean more towards the stadium shows anyways. Why would you do that? But I also know the Monster Jam has a lot of contracts that they have to fulfill. They can only do so much. Right. So maybe they would go and do more.
Maybe like a 3 arena and 2 stadium tour.
Maybe so. I don't know. I would like to see them getting back to doing at least like the 13, 14 truck minimum show for the stadiums. I think that's definitely going to happen. I honestly, predictions for, and we'll get more into predictions as, the further along we get with knowing when the date is going to be released of the kickoff show. But I see some independents stepping up this year in a big way, not just on the stadium shows, and that's huge enough. I see some independents stepping up on the arena tours as well. I see a lot of hungry independents right now wanting to get out there and kick some ass.
I think we both can agree that Team Scream, Jim Kohler and Corey Marmol will most likely be on a stadium tour.
Yeah.
Because they have been in the past.
I would say them being on a stadium tour. We've seen the Pags do a lot of arena shows this year, which is really odd. They're not an arena team. They've proven that in the past. They do really well in stadiums. So I like to see them get back on the stadium tour. Yeah. You and I have talked. We really like Caleb Blood on a stadium show.
Yes. Caleb Blood and Tristan England both have proven that they should be in stadiums full time. both coming from arena backgrounds. They've done stadiums. They've proven they should be in stadiums. Hopefully that's where they stay next year. But you never know with how Monster Jams move people around. You don't know.
I imagine that as far as actual show stops, I could see it kind of being like, if y'all remember this year, there was a lot of shows in Texas, okay, all over Texas, all over this region and in Florida. So I could see that definitely happen as well. But we're going to break in some new shows. Like we already learned last show that Anaheim's apparently going to have some shows, which is great. So,
Anaheim has been confirmed for 3 weekends. And Detroit as well in February.
And Detroit. So now we're starting to branch out. We're starting to grow a little bit, get away from the southern region and move up because people are getting vaccinated. The world's getting a little bit safer now. Everybody's getting back to normal, somewhat normal, right? It is a new normal.
A new normal. Yeah.
But I definitely see some newer, I wouldn't say newer venues, but for the first time since 2020, since early 2020 anyways, popping back up. I definitely see that.
Jimmy brings up a comment saying they need to stop charging for pit party.
Yeah. I don't understand why
I think the format they have going for pit party now, I don't think they should be charging, the price that they would for a normal pit party that we used to have because you don't get the same experience.
Exactly. If you can't walk up, hug your favorite driver, tell them how big of a fan you are, you have to stand 10 feet apart. That's really weird to me. And y'all do what you want to do. If you feel safer doing that, then that's fine. Nobody's judging you on the show. We're not talking about, beliefs and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm just saying, if you're not going to be able to do all that, maybe take off the charge for pit party or, bring it down a little bit because we
got
weird.
Cooper commenting, but we need the money.
We all do, though.
Yeah, we all do.
We all do. We got to hustle. We got to get after it, make the world a better place.
I like Mike Hedman's comment. How about Tristan teaming up with his dad and having a 2 big kahuna team?
Hey! Mike Hedman, is that speculation or is that fact?
Do you know something we don't know?
Come on, Mike Hedman. If you got the inside scoop, you got to let us know, good buddy. Come on. But that would be sweet, though. I mean, I thought Shane was building a brand new truck. To my knowledge, he has a brand new piece sitting at his house right now. It may not be completed, but hey, what if Shane's running this first quarter somewhere? He's just been keeping it on the down low.
I don't know.
Do you think Atlanta will have a Speedway and stadium show next year? Hey, that's a good possibility. To my knowledge, from what I heard, that Speedway show went over really well for Monster Jam. They had a lot of people show up. It was a huge success. People loved the show. It was different. And everybody loves the Atlanta Stadium show. What a beautiful stadium. A lot of room on the floor for the trucks to run. It is kind of difficult for the crew guys. If you've ever seen, or if you're a fan of the show, you've been to that Atlanta venue in the new stadium anyways, you go towards the back, it's pretty difficult to get semi trucks in and out of back there. It's a really oddly shaped, for a gated area. I mean, it's a nice, safe area for everybody to work in, but there's just not a lot of room back there. But, I mean, other than that, that stadium is a very cool venue. So I could totally see them doing a first quarter show there and then coming back in the summer doing a Speedway show. Totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Good call.
See, another question from Jimmy. Would you rather World Finals be at one centralized location or at random locations each year?
I've said this ever since I started watching Monster Jam, is that, we should have new locations like the Super Bowl every year. I feel like that is fair.
I disagree with that.
Then you can disagree with me all day
As
long.
someone
You're
who's
still wrong, but you can
No,
disagree with me.
You've never been to World Finals other than Orlando.
And I love
So
it.
as someone who's been to World Finals in Vegas for I think 4 or 5 years in a row, I loved looking forward to Vegas every year for World Finals. So I love that one location was in Vegas, and that was something to look forward to every year because you knew it was going to be in that same spot. And it was also easier to plan because you knew World Finals was going to be around this time in the same spot every year.
Okay, once again, you're wrong. And I'm about to tell you why.
How am I wrong?
Is that you've got the Super Bowl, okay? You have WrestleMania. Obviously, all your major sports team, World Series is in a different location every year anyways. But I think, honestly, it's to give fans, who don't have the privilege of going and traveling about, they might be able to save up all year long for a chance for their team to make it to the big show or finally hit a WrestleMania, coming to town near them, and they get to make it happen. There's a lot of fans on the East Coast and even in the Heartland that's just not able to go out to the West Coast every single year for World Finals. Yes, it sounds great being in Vegas, of all places, to go out there and celebrate and have a good time and see the show. Yeah, if you can afford that, that is great. That's awesome. However, I don't know if Monster Jam is going to be going back to Vegas anytime soon. Obviously, Sam Boyd's not there anymore. We've talked about that. But the new stadium there is one of those stadiums that everybody has to be vaccinated or show a
the
negative
Raider
COVID test
Stadium, everyone is required to be vaccinated
before you can do anything there. It's a beautiful stadium. It looks right. I think it's Allegiance or Alliance Stadium. I can't remember what the name is.
It's Allegiant.
It's named after an airline. Very nice
Allegiant,
airline, I might add. But that would be the difficulty in getting in there and putting on a good show there. So
see, Wilder Images brings up good, but I think it's tough to do random locations because some venues couldn't hold a world final caliber show.
I agree with that.
I also agree. I think if you would have gone to Vegas and worked Vegas so many years in a row, I think you'd have a different opinion probably.
I'm sure I would.
Because it comes like, I don't know the word for
I was supposed to go to Vegas one year after a Monster Jam Stadium tour, and it was supposed to be the last, and it was the last year there, and I was so pumped, like, hey, I finally get to go there. So last year here, and I kid y'all not, like a week before, the rug got cut out from under me from going there. So I'm pretty butthurt about not going to Vegas ever for a World Finals and never been able to experience that. So, I mean, hey, whatever, it is what it is. Moving on.
Let me bring some questions up on our Instagram.
They should have shows in Pittsburgh. I mean, why don't they? You've got a baseball stadium and obviously a football stadium there. You could have badass shows at. I don't know why they don't do shows in Pittsburgh. I think for tours that are going to pop up and really hit the ground running hard, and we expected Hot Wheels to do this, which is to get in two stadiums, start off with arenas and go to stadiums. There are so many venues in America that we're just not thinking of. You could see Monster Trucks get in and put on a good-sized stadium show. And Pittsburgh is definitely one of those cities. No, out there in LA, obviously you got the Rams' new venue. That would be an awesome place for a show. I mean, obviously Anaheim is not too far away, so trucks are going there. But I'm just saying for another team besides Monster Jam to get in, an independent team or Hot Wheels or whatever to get into stadiums, there's another one nobody's been thinking about. There's a lot of baseball venues around here that aren't being used. Texas Rangers have literally, I say the Rangers, their old stadium and their new stadium is capable of hosting monster truck events, and they just sit there wide open. How crazy would that be? And this is, might not ever happen in a million years. You have AT&T Stadium, Monster Jam one weekend, and then maybe the very next weekend you have another big sold-out stadium show.
It'd be like the 3 Anaheim shows, but just in a different stadium each time they go there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess they could do that too. Monster Jam could just take over everything. They could do that too. I want to see some, some different tours get into stadiums. Let's see, 2010 or late, the late 2000s, somewhere in there. I know that before Monster Jam got into the what's the name of the Glendale Stadium? Is it State Farm Stadium or something like that?
State Farm Stadium.
There was an independent tour that took over that stadium, and the shows were like Vegas. They were like World Finals. It is a very long track, so they did that exact same course. Believe it or not, I know y'all aren't going to believe me. Bigfoot won the show, and people were like, man, this is great. And then somehow Monster Jam got roped back into doing shows there. So Big America RC, what's going on, man? SoFi Stadium and needs monsters in it. Yes. Yeah, do. MJ needs to make the World Finals special again. Open qualifying to anyone and everyone who would do that. That is difficult for teams to do, just so y'all know. To not have a guaranteed spot and know that, you could go out and either get guaranteed money a weekend or put on your own show. See, that's where everybody's learning right now. Putting on monster truck shows, I don't know. I just want to say even 10 years ago was very, very hard for smaller independent tours, especially getting started. The world was just different then. World's completely different now with just the ease of social media, advertising. Everybody does everything through social media, not radio. Really not even a whole lot of TV either. Everything's plastered through the internet and social media. So that's why you see a lot of new tours popping up, a lot of success with these new tours. So there were a lot of independent tours that popped up about 10 years ago. They were trying and they just couldn't make anything happen. They couldn't fill the seats. Now we're seeing and this is no offense to anybody, but even the lower quality shows are still selling out because guys are doing a great job of promoting, getting their marketing team out and selling tickets. So I think we'll see different tours pop up in stadiums, but they got to start somewhere, right? That's why you see the fairground shows. That's why you see the smaller arena shows. I truly think at some point, Harley, Hot Wheels will get in the stadiums.
Yeah, I think if they still have a successful year next year, I think they'll definitely be in stadiums.
Cooper Knuckles says, imagine a World Finals in Paxton. I mean, come on with it, old son. I mean, we got 2 shops there we could work out of. and we could make that happen. You got the Hall brothers just right down the road. They'd be more than happy to chip in and help out however they can make that happen. But somebody brought this up a couple shows ago. I think it was maybe Taylor Andes with Jam Customs officials was saying that it would be so cool to see a Field of Dreams show like Major League Baseball just did the Field of Dreams here back this just a few weeks ago even. Monster trucks do the exact same thing in Paxton, Illinois. Obviously, it would have to be in the summertime. You know, we can't do anything come first quarter around there because it's way too damn cold being up north Illinois, Central Illinois, wherever it's at.
Whatever it is.
Y'all coming to AT&T in October for Monster Jam Sim. We plan on it as of right now.
We plan on it. We don't have our tickets yet, but we plan on being there.
We definitely plan on being there. There's a couple teams that we have our eyes on right now. I'm not going to say who, but we're trying to sort of kind of run with. Maybe not necessarily crew for a team up with, and I don't want to put the word sponsor out there either because that's a long shot for us.
You might see our name on a few trucks here and there.
You just might.
Just can't say what trucks yet, I guess.
Be really cool for all of us, for everybody involved. So maybe y'all see us come AT&T Stadium. We'll go there and do some hanging out, watching some monster trucks. We were there this past first quarter. What a beautiful stadium, AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, that was my first time being there. It is a gorgeous stadium.
Badass
venue. The whatever, I forgot what
there's
the name
really,
of it is.
as weird as it sounds, there's really not a bad seat in the house. You go all the way up, and it's almost like you're just looking like straight down, like on the track when you're up there. And then you have the big screen right in front of your face.
I don't know if I could sit in those nosebleed seats again. That was a little rough being that high up there and having to walk the stairs all the way up there.
Yeah, that was kind of
that was really
It did
bad.
feel like if you just even leaned forward, you slipped on a banana peel, you would just fall right on the track, from 3 stories up. That's just, like I said, you're just
what's weird is watching a Monster Jam show from the nosebleed seats in a stadium is you don't think they get any air at all. Like, you just think they're just barely making it over a pod, but really, like in reality, they're really jumping.
Cooper Knuckles wants to know if Blinky has found a new job yet. And I think that's one of the questions that we had tonight was Blinky's wanting to know is who's hiring out there in the monster truck world. Well, we know that James Trantine up there, Team USA 1, they're hiring right now. They're looking for drivers and crew guys.
If you don't mind living in Minnesota,
if you don't mind, relocating up to Minnesota. So there's that to consider, Blinky. Team 2 Extreme seems to just always be hiring. They're growing right now. Every time I talk to Cam Egas, every time I talk to Jimmy, they're always like, hey, you ready to come work for us? You ready to come work for us? So I know, Blinky, if you want to go work for somebody, work with some good independents even, get away from the MJ scene, go work for them. I don't want to say Bigfoot's hiring because nobody knows what Bigfoot is doing right now. All their stuff is like top secret, like Phil likes to be. Well, Bigfoot is like that all the time. So I wouldn't throw Bigfoot out there for you, but there are some teams hiring. And I think come first quarter, if you're really considering going out somewhere, I have a spot for you
Lee
somewhere.
Plato says we may be looking for a full-time crew driver.
There you go.
Crew/driver when we get his chassis back.
We got a father-son race team out there on the beautiful West Coast, running some fun tours out there with Bill Payne's camp and a few other independent shows.
Northern California, not Southern California.
That would be a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie, Lee. I wish we could make something work there to come run with y'all for a little bit because that would be a lot of fun to get out there and run with y'all. That would be a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll be seeing our name represented out there on the West Coast at some point. What else we got going on? We got some good questions.
Yeah, someone asked us, when is the Rigs of Rods tour?
Now,
is that what Spence was?
That is the showdown tour.
Mm-hmm.
Spence, and I'm sure he's probably listening right now. It's driving him crazy. He can't answer this. We were actually just talking about this yesterday. Yeah. We were talking about this last night because we put up that picture of Jurassic Attack, one of the newer trucks on the BMG world. There's a lot that's being put into the showdown. A lot of it is just timing, honestly, getting everybody together at once to do that showdown thing. So just stay tuned. Bear with us. We're trying everything we can to make that work. A lot of it just has to do with timing. Get everybody ready. A lot of guys are working jobs at different times. So you got guys who are getting home at 2 or 3 o'clock, and you got guys who work the night shift.
Trying to schedule everyone that's playing the game to be on at the same time is near impossible.
Message us for more info, and Austin Spence will reply and answer that question for you in greater detail than what I can answer for you. He's kind of the one in charge of that whole operation. Austin Spence does a lot for us, okay? And that is one thing that is really, that's in his hat. That's in his market. So message us. Austin will reply, and and I'll answer that question in greater detail.
Say,
for
hey,
you.
Austin, are you wearing a Street Fighter inspired T-shirt?
Not exactly. No, this is more a Hulk Hogan inspired T-shirt right here. We call this the Pythons design for a reason. Now, if you get the shirt, you can actually get it in white off of our website, and when you order it in white, it actually looks like a Hot Rod Roddy Piper design rather than a Hulk Hogan. But that's what we call our Pythons design.
Let me look at another question. Someone actually asked us a question. Monster Jam and Universal Studios with a warehouse of trucks over the years and rides. I don't know how to interpret that question.
Yeah, are you asking, is that something that's going to
It just-
happen? Or are you saying that's something that'd be cool to see?
Are you saying like if Monster Jam and Universal Studios were to like collaborate on some
No,
trucks and then Universal also have rides?
I'll throw
themed
this
to
out
Monster
there.
Jam at the same time?
Kind of piggybacking off that question. If you ask that question, you can jump in and kind of say what you meant by that. But I'll piggyback off of that and throw something else out there. Harley, you know exactly what I'm thinking when I hear something like that. Is that Monster Jam has tried like hell to get in with theme parks since they have relocated.
And it is not easy
No,
to
no,
get
it's
in a
not.
theme park.
So what they do just a couple years ago, Harley, they got into, was it the Cedar Park? Is that what it's called?
Cedar Fair.
Cedar Fair.
Yeah.
They tried to go that route, and I think it worked out for them.
I think it went well because there's two theme parks. I don't know if they're Cedar Fair theme parks, but there's two theme parks coming up this month and next month that are going to have the Thunder Alley open.
So I think it was a big enough success that if they're trying to get back into it again, at least with other theme parks, at some point they're going to get there. I don't know. And every time, because Harley and I are huge.
I'm more of a theme park person than you are,
Yeah.
but I just can't see a Monster Jam incorporated ride or Monster Jam themed ride at a theme park.
I don't know.
Especially like Universal Studios. I don't ever see that happening.
Never say never.
Maybe at like
a
a Six Flags, maybe I could see that, but not like a Universal or Disney type level theme park. I'm sorry.
Miguel's Piano Covers. What's up, man? How you doing, good buddy? Joshua Blake Wills. Do you ever think since Monster Jam has a Hall of Fame now, they would have their own museum? It's a very solid point. Austin Spence would love to answer this question for you right now. I mean, we've talked about this once before, and he was just saying like Monster Jam's Hall of Fame, no offense, but then again, kind of an offense. It's kind of an embarrassment because what Hall of Fame is it? Right now, it's just a spot on the internet. You can go and see Dennis Anderson, Scott Douglas. Okay, there's nothing to it. There's no place to actually go and visit and see what the Monster Jam Hall of Fame is. Like maybe the actual Monster Truck Hall of Fame.
COVID, there was plans to do something with the Hall of Fame and like make it a bigger deal than it actually was. And then just what happened in Orlando with Scott Douglas and Dennis Anderson was like all they could do for the time being. Because maybe they did have this like elaborate big, thing they were going to do for Hall of Fame, but COVID kind of messes up plans for everything, so they kind of have to backtrack, and who knows what they have up their sleeve. Maybe they'll announce it on the season kickoff show.
I know they would love to do that. I know they would love more than anything to have some type of Hall of Fame, and maybe they have, when they announced the Hall of Fame, they had an idea of an ideal location that Field Entertainment already owns, and they were going to morph into the MJ Hall of Fame. I think that's definitely a possibility. We had a question up here just a second ago about beach shows. Do you guys think there should be more than 2 beach shows, I believe, was the question. I'm gonna tell you all this. My dad has raced on the beach. He's told me all about it. Very close friends of mine have gone out to the beach. I've never done a beach show before. Personally,
I've never been to a beach show.
To my knowledge, anyways, I've never done one. I've worked on trucks that came right back from a beach show, and they're an absolute mess. But everybody seems to love them. Everybody loves.
It seems like a good time. Seems like drivers and
when we worked with the Pags, that was
love.
like their #1 show. They were just so pumped for every year, which was Bristol. I mean, damn near anything that Throtto had to offer.
Yeah.
But they always wanted to go to Wildwood. They always want to go to Wildwood and just absolutely tear it up. Matt always claims that the biggest air he's ever got was at one of those Wildwood shows. I'm like, Matt, you ever watched yourself in Monster Jam 2020? Because you were launching that bitch every weekend. But they love those shows, so I would love to be a part of those. They may be difficult. I don't know. I've seen rigs parked out there like close to the beach. I don't know how they make that happen without the rig is getting stuck. Or maybe they deal with that from time to time. But I would love to be a part of something like that. But what would be even cooler, I think, is to bring those bad boys inland, do races around like the Mississippi River. I know that sounds weird, but that's just like some good old boy fun, right? Like back in the 80s, Bigfoot would float monster trucks out there on the river. Maybe not the Mississippi to be exact, but let's do some more events like that. Let's get back to being good old boys and monster trucks. What else we got going on down here in the comment section?
Barely Tame is running at Mega MT Live this weekend. Do you think it's with James Trentina?
Yes, it would be with James Trentina.
Yes.
We don't know who's driving. James has been advertising that he needs a driver for that show. I don't know if he's found someone yet or if he's just going to step in and drive. I don't know. If you're out there and you're listening right now, James Trentina is needing some good people on his team. So if you're looking for a job, you're trying to get in the industry, or you're trying to maybe switch teams, maybe you're trying to get traded or something like that. I don't know. The draft isn't coming around the corner anytime soon, but I'm just saying, get in with James Trentina, go work for that camp, hang out with him.
See, Miguel's piano. Y'all see the new El Toro Loco drawing? What do y'all think? I think he's talking about Taylor Andy's drawing for El Toro. Right?
Taylor Andy's does some designs for us, and he absolutely knocked that design out of the park. It looks almost like if you were to take, I personally think, the newer Monster Mutt design and a Toro, combine them together. However, it does look more bull-ish.
It does. It does look more like a bull,
like a
real life bull.
Raging bull. It makes sense. The horn's a little bit different design on it. It actually has like a legit bull ring on. I mean, it looks badass. He definitely knocked it out of the park. And Taylor's going to be getting a new computer soon and putting out some crazier designs, I believe. Be looking for Taylor Andy's and Jam Customs official. If you don't already follow him on Instagram, like I said, he does graphics for us as well. And the thing he's going to be coming up with here pretty soon.
And we also got a question saying, how can I become a Monster Jam official? Now, you and me were talking about this earlier. We don't really know how to answer that question.
I don't either. And the reason for that is, because obviously we came in through the crewing way, both working directly for Feld Entertainment, Monster Jam, and then on the independent side. I don't know. I don't know where these people come from for track officials, tech officials. I have no idea. It's like I see guys that walk around and they break down the trucks and they're making sure the trucks are built right and built safely according to USRA specs each and every weekend. It's like, and it seems like every single one of those guys has worked for Feld Entertainment or Monster Jam for, since they started, right? They're just like, they've been there since the beginning. And you have these other guys who just come out of the woodwork. You've never heard of them. They have like no experience and they're down there being damn track officials. I have no idea. Have no idea how you get in that. I'm sure if you go to Feld Entertainment's website, you can start a little career tab there. Anybody could do this. Go to Feld Entertainment. You can get on their career board there and figure out job openings. I'm assuming that's how you do that, because you can do that with anything there at Feld Entertainment. You can go work to be a crew guy, put your application in to be a driver, go work with Disney on Ice, Marvel Live, all that stuff. You could do that. So I'm assuming that's where you do that, but we don't know that answer for sure on there.
Yeah. Let's see. We honestly just got a lot of questions about the season kickoff show. Like, what are thoughts on it? When is it going to happen? When do you think the big announcements are going to be? Really what people are wanting to know from us tonight.
Well, we want to know more about that as well. I think that, and I will let y'all know this, maybe let y'all hang in suspense. I think there is a legit reason why Monster Jam is waiting to announce when this kickoff show is going to be. I think they definitely have something up their sleeve. I don't know if that's something to get y'all pumped up, but kind of gets me amped. Maybe they got some news. Maybe they've got some newer sponsors. Maybe some old sponsors returning. Some new things they're going to try this year. Maybe they're going to change up the arenas and the stadiums this year and go a completely different route. I don't know. I will tell you all this. I have heard that they are going to be booked nonstop, basically from January 1 all the way to World Finals. Let that get you pumped up a little bit. There's
definitely going to be different drivers and different trucks. So you're not going to see familiar faces in the same trucks as you would think. We're definitely going to get an anniversary truck. We don't know if it's for Gravedigger or Son of a Digger, but I think we're definitely going to get an anniversary truck. Or they're going to reveal it on the season kickoff show. Yeah,
I'm trying to read some of these questions down here talking about Simon says monster truck inspired by a truck pulling truck. That would be pretty sweet. Lee Plato says we may be looking for a Monster Jam approved driver to run Skull Crusher at a few shows since Shane can't drive for a few years. I mean, that makes sense. He's 13 years old. He's literally the world's youngest monster truck driver. So I get that. But Monster Jam's got some stuff up their sleeve. And
I mean, Monster Jam, Jesus says, watch that secret get leaked. Pretty much. But we know Monster Jam's not good at keeping secrets, so
They're
I think
not.
before the season
They're not.
kickoff show, we will definitely see
Let's just say we
what
do know,
they're hiding. Most
we
likely,
do know some of their secrets. There's a lot of stuff that's not going to be a surprise to us when we hear this. It's killing us not to say anything, but like we said, out of respect for MJ, drivers and crew guys, I'm not going to do that to them. Definitely a truck with
red headlights.
Hey, there's a little bit of a hint for you.
There's a hint. Definitely truck with red lights.
Don't
Whatever
know.
truck that may be.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Jam Jesus says that's the point. Someone got to twist that arm. Yeah, I mean, it'll be here soon enough. I think so. We've heard, and this isn't, I can say this because I've seen it thrown around the internet a little bit. We've heard that the rumors are going to be September 13th is when they're going to do the whole releasing. Like I said, we just don't know if it's going to be live or not. I think it's going to be pre-recorded. If that picture we saw last week is from recent, it's not from last year, I definitely think that this show has already been done. It's recorded. Monster Jam's editing it. Maybe they're just going to throw it on NBC Sports for the night, and that's why they're doing that.
One thing I hope they don't do is what they have done in the past is just when they give a lineup for a tour and like all the drivers just say to be announced, and like all you get is just what trucks are going to be there, and you don't get drivers there. That is something I hate seeing as a fan. It's like, then what's the point of telling us? You're just telling us what trucks are going to be there. You're not going to tell us what drivers are going to be there.
A couple months ago, Monster Jam put that out that they're going to have a bunch of shows coming, and they like the schedule's just TBA. It's like, what was the point of you announcing that? Like what you said. BJ Johnson wants to know tattoo soon. I'd say at the end of this month, man. At the end of this month, we're going to be coming down to see y'all and hang out. And I know I got to get something taken care of. Get some bright and dirty ink in your lives, y'all. If you're going down to Tampa, Florida.
I don't know if I'm ready for a Throttle Out show tattoo just yet. I know. I can see you getting it.
Right here.
Oh, gosh.
Throttle Out. Remember when in doubt?
I mean, if you're going to stay self-employed, I guess that's okay to have a tattoo on your neck, right?
I'm going to get a grill after that.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine me and Lexi teaming on a Twisted Tea monster truck?
You guys should get a Twisted Tea sponsored truck. You guys would be the one to crew and drive it.
But yeah, we need to get back to get some tattoos. Let's go to Riding Dirty Ink when we go back to Tampa at the end of this month. I mean, it just kind of makes sense though. If you're in the area for a monster truck show, make the best of it. Make it, remember, you obviously never forget, and stick with you for the rest of your life. Go get some Riding Dirty Ink. Someone else just said something here recently. Does Shane Plato need the world's youngest crew chief? Now that would be cool. We have seen all female teams before, female drivers and crew guys.
Yeah.
Now let's get a new breed going. Let's get the world's youngest.
A 13-year-old driver and a 13-year-old crew guy.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
we're going to start recruiting. We can make that happen. Lee, if you're listening right now, Shane, if you're listening, we're going to get y'all another young gun out there to work on the truck. What if we could get Paige to go work with him and she could crew on the truck? Of course, she's going to want to drive. I'm sure she's
trying to work on her own truck right now, or getting a seat of her own right now. See Preston Collins, RWITDTO on the forum.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, baby.
Not for me. Probably for you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll get that tattooed on my forearm if Spence gets that tattooed on his forearm.
Oh, calling out Spence and he's not even here.
Because I know that's not going to happen, so I'm good.
Have a TBAs are lame t-shirt. Yeah, you're right, Joshua Blake. Dab straight. There's a Tampa, Florida show, I believe, October 2nd, and I think you're right on that. So, damn, that's almost right around the time we're going to be there, too. We're going to be there towards the end of September.
There's a Monster Jam show in Tampa, October 2nd?
There's a Tampa, Florida show, October 2nd.
I did not know that.
That would be cool. Maybe CJ can come crew and drive the second truck. I hear he is a hell of a crew guy. I have heard the same thing as well. CJ or two is just flat out getting after it over here on the East Coast. I hate that y'all are so damn far away from each other, being on opposite coasts. So it would be really cool to see y'all run with each other and compete against each other, both Shane and CJ.
I think we need to remind people where Spence is.
Spence is
for
working
people just
late.
Tuning in.
Spence is working overtime tonight. He broke his FedEx delivery truck side mirror backing into a dumpster. So he's got to put in the extra hours to get it fixed. So that's what he's doing tonight. He's just putting in a long shift. He'll be back with us on Sunday. He was going to be here with us tonight, but just turned out I had to work a little later than expected tonight.
Do you think it's that time of the night where you get to list off the shows for this weekend?
Oh yeah, and if y'all got more questions, keep dropping them down here in the comment section. But I think it's time I start listing off
the shows this weekend.
Yeah, let me wet my whistle a little bit.
Let's see if you do a better job than Spence. I don't know if you can do it.
Oh, I will.
Oh, you will?
No, I'm good.
Okay, then let's hear it.
Amherst, Ohio. There's a throwdown show. Antioch.
Excuse me.
Antioch.
Are you talking about Antioch, California?
Yes, I said it right. Antioch.
Why'd you say Antioch?
Because you were looking at me funny. Antioch, California.
Yes, Antioch, California.
Malicious tour in the malicious. That's Bill Payne's camp, right?
Yes,
I believe.
Yeah.
Blackfoot, Idaho, Insanity Tour, Cleveland, Ohio. Monster Jam Arena show. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one, Spence. Oh, I bet you're dying listening to this. Dubuque, Iowa.
Let me see it.
Dubuque.
It looks like Dubuque.
Dubuque, Iowa, Nitro Tour. Duluth, Georgia, Monster Jam. Easley, South Carolina, Tour of Destruction. Evansburg, Pennsylvania, KSR show. Okay, I know those guys. Grain Valley, Missouri, Monster Trucks with the Z Mayhem Tour. I believe that's the show that my brother Logan's going to be at. I'm pretty sure that's one. There's 2 Monster Trucks with Z shows this weekend. I think that's the one that's closer.
It's one of those shows.
Greenwich, New York. That's an MTRL event. I believe that's a Dave Rife show. Hutchinson, Kansas. That's an all-star show. Little Rock, Arkansas. That's not too far from us. That's a Monster Jam Arena show, but going down the road this weekend to Mesquite, see what that's all about. And that was next on my list, which was Mesquite, Texas. Monster Truck Wars, a Harper Tour, as other people like to call it. Norfolk, New England, the Nitro Tour. Plattsburgh, New York, Versus Tour. Plymouth, Indiana, Throwdown. Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Monster Trucks Extreme Tour. Like I said, there's 2 different Monster Trucks with Z tours now. Price, Utah. That's a Craig Christensen Motorsports Tour. You got Rutland, Vermont, Team 2 Extreme hanging out up there. Oh, man. How do you say this? S1.
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls? Okay.
Sioux Falls.
Yeah. South Dakota, Mega Monster Trucks live show, which is that would be their second show, right? The Mega Monster Trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a pretty good turnout.
Their second weekend out.
Pretty good turnout last weekend for their first ever event. So hats off to y'all for pulling that off and wish y'all the best of luck this weekend. What the hell? Sublimity, Oregon Harvest Festival? That just sounds crazy. Terre Haute, Indiana. Now, Spence had some trouble pronouncing that a couple weeks ago. Terre Haute, I have some personal connections with there. Went to a lot of shows there as a kid. Watched your dad race there, in fact, in Terre Haute, Indiana. And then Tulsa, Oklahoma, the toughest Monster Truck Tour invades up there. And I believe there will be some trucks from Team Throttle Monster there. Just won't be too tall driving if I'm not mistaken. So there's your list of everything happening this weekend out there. But that was what we were trying to get the point across to y'all earlier, is that a lot of new tours popping up. Mm-hmm. Monster Trucks are trying to come back bigger, badder, better than ever. And I think they're on their way there. I know first quarter is going to bring some struggles to a lot of tours, being that winter and the weather is going to have, it's playing a huge toll on everybody.
You got your brother watching tonight.
When in doubt, throttle out, baby. Hey, you better get that. We're going to send you a sticker to put in the cab of your truck, Logan, so you can remember that. And never forget, remember, when in doubt, throttle out. I'll be pumped for you. We're watching. We're hoping you kick some ass, take some names this weekend. I know your heart's going to be racing 90 mile an hour, your first weekend in a truck ever. And like I said, man, I can't wait to break you down, talk about how good of a driver you are. We're going to pick on you a little bit.
I won't let him pick on you that much. I'll make him be nice.
Do y'all think Shane England should come back in Big Kahuna? I think it's happening. We don't know when. We don't know if he's running Monster Jam shows or not, but we think that's happening. We know he's got a new chassis. Don't know how far along he's been in that. We know he's got a crazy full-time job, just like most everybody else, that he doesn't have a whole lot of time to put into that. Doesn't have a crew of guys to help him with that for the most part. So I don't know. Go back to the comments, please. Hartford Speedway, Michigan. Andy Hoffman, War Wagon. And Mark Peterson, Reptoid is where I'll be. Nice. Okay. There you go. Last I heard, powder coat his truck back in July. See, and I thought he was already further along than that, Monster Jam Sam. And that might be right, but I did think he was a little bit further along with that. Oh man, there was a lot to break down tonight. Just the two of us. Spence, we miss you, man. We need you back on here. Like I said, we got a lot of new designs in the works for y'all. As far as the throwoutshow.com goes, I won't try to talk to them blue in the face on that, but we appreciate y'all who support us, who go to our page and keep us rolling. You got anything else to say before we close out tonight, darling?
Just we'll be at the Harper Show this Saturday, and
Come
we'll
hang
try
out
and
with us.
post as much as we can. If you're going to be in the area, come out to the show, say hi.
Come hang out with us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy you a Dr. Pepper. You buy me a Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
We'll have a good time. Hey, remember, when in doubt, throttle out, y'all. Peace out. Good night, everybody.